A very good morning to all. We have just in a breaking news. Sony may exit the smartphones and TV markets to focus on PlayStation. Sony has revealed that they will rely more heavily on PlayStation and its camera business in an attempt to boost their profit 25-fold within 3 years. Said by the CEO, Mrs. Hirai.
The company plans to focus on entertainment, camera sensors, and the increasingly successful PlayStation business to see it return to profit. One of the key aims Hirai outlined was expanding the PlayStation Network user base while also focusing on its music streaming service. Currently, Sony is forecasting its 6th net loss in 7 years at the end of its financial year, though things seem to be on the turn. This aggressive restructuring, coupled with the PS4's success, has been applauded by investors, with shares rising 80% over the past year alone.
Let's listen to what Mr. Hirai says from this very short clip from the recent Sony press conference 2015.
First, the success of PlayStation 4 sold more than 4.1 million units during this holiday season, and the total sell-through has now reached more than 18.5 million units since its launch. I'm liking those numbers.
So, will Sony continue to maintain its competitive edge? We'll find out. I'll pass my time over to Jess now. Jess, over to you.
Thank you, Charlene. Right now, I'm here with Mr. Ravil Walkman, a fan of PlayStation series of Sony. Let's hear what he has to say about Sony.
Hello. You see, I've been a Sony fanboy, a loyal fan since its birth. Let me bring you through its journey. The year 1995. The birth of the king. You see, the first PlayStation was the first console to sell 100 million units worldwide.
Oh, this is very interesting. So, what do you think contributed to the success of Sony's PlayStation?
You see, part of this success was attributed to Sony's bold move to adopt a CD instead of the more common cartridge games. You see, the CD provided significant increases to storage space and allowing better video and sound production. Now in 2000, the PlayStation successor, PlayStation 2, was yet again a hit with 100 million units sold within 5 years and 9 months. By the end of 2008, it has sold more than 130 million units, making it the best-selling video game console ever. And then in 2006, PlayStation 3 pioneered the new generation of Blu-ray and motion sensing technology. Exclusive game titles like Uncharted, Metal Gear Solid 4, and Infamous drove sales. Now finally, the PlayStation 4, the PS4, my favorite. It is the fastest selling console in PlayStation history, with 18.5 million sold through after just 14 months in the market. Revolutionary features include live streaming of gameplay, syncing with smartphones and tablet, and its all-new touchpad controller.
Thank you, Mr. Ravil Walkman. Now back to you, Charlene.
Thank you, Jess. Back here in the studio today, we have invited Mrs. Hirai to share with us about Sony. So, Mrs. Hirai, how far has Sony come ever since the launch of the first PlayStation console?
Sony has indeed come a long way to reach the position we have established today. We have created value through using our competencies to meet the needs of our customers in the midst of strong competition. Following that, we try to capture as much value as possible in the gaming industry, and we'll continue to do our best to protect this value captured by implementing strategies to help Sony stay ahead in the future.
So, how has Sony managed to create value with the PlayStation consoles?
So the best concept of value creation involves the 3 C's, which is customers, competencies, as well as competition. So Sony's PlayStation customers are mainly hardcore gamers, as well as teens and young adults who are generally price conscious. Our competencies range from having a well-known brand name to a strong network of game licenses, as well as extensive multimedia support such as the Blu-ray function and also cloud-based gaming capabilities. So in Sony, we make use of our competencies to attract our target audience as well as to hold our competition as much as possible.
So, Mrs. Hirai, has the creation of value changed over the years?
Yes, most definitely. Actually, Nintendo used to capture the greatest market share back in 2008 when it first launched the Wii, but it's starting to decrease as even with the launch of Wii U, as it goes in comparison to the Xbox One and our PlayStation 4. Actually, Sony started to pick up back in 2014 by lowering the price of our PlayStation 4, capturing more sales than the Xbox One by about 5 million units. Furthermore, our PlayStation network is completely free, whereas gamers have to pay a subscription fee for the Xbox Live. So with that, I believe that the amount of value created by Sony has been increasing over the years and will continue to do so in the near future. We will also use our competencies to focus more on gaming facilities and to enhance other entertainment functions of the PlayStation.
Thank you for your time today, Mrs. Hirai. Jess, back to you again.
We're here today with Mr. Expert, an industry expert in video games. Good morning, Mr. X.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us here today. So first of all, could you give the viewers a quick overview of the importance of the video game industry?
Well, the importance of the industry can be seen by the fact that in the US, from 2009 to 2012, the video game industry grew by 10%, while the US economy was only growing at 2.4%. In 2013, PlayStation, Xbox and Nintendo totaled up to 142 million users, which brought in sales of 150.5 million units, and this totaled up to be $6.1 billion for the US economy.
As we know, a very popular framework that we use to analyze the industry is the Porter's 5 framework. So maybe could you shed us some light on the industry using the framework, maybe starting with barriers to entry?
According to my analysis, the barriers to entry in this industry are quite high. This is due to the fact that the customers are very brand loyal. Apart from that, there are high startup costs, and once you're in the industry, you have to spend a lot of money for R&D. So the processes to remain competitive are really high.
Then how about the bargaining power of the customers?
Well, the customers don't have a lot of bargaining power, and that is because they're usually price takers.
And then how about the suppliers' bargaining power?
The supplier's bargaining power is between weak to moderate. This is because there are two different kinds of suppliers. Firstly, there are the suppliers for the packaging material, the cables and the plastic. They have weak bargaining power because you have a lot of substitutes in the market for them. But the electronic suppliers such as Seagate, Samsung and TEC, they have moderate bargaining power because they actually adapt the electronics according to each console.
So how many substitutes do you think exist in the market?
Apart from the three biggest players in the industry, the substitutes are mainly the personal computer games, which already have a consumer base of 200 million. Substitute if you want to change from console games.
Very interestingly, you mentioned the three big players. So can you tell us more about them?
So the three main big players are Sony, Microsoft and Nintendo. The market leader right now is Sony, which with its PlayStation gaming console.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for such a great overview of the industry. Now I'll hand back the time to you, Charlene.
Thank you, Jess and Mr. Pert. Today, back in the studio, we have with us Mrs. Yasuda, Sony Entertainment CEO of Japan. Hi, Mrs. Yasuda.
Hi.
So, what steps will Sony take to continue the success of PlayStation in the near future?
Well, Sony will be taking on a two-pronged strategy for the PlayStation in the next couple of years. We will retain our past strategy of focusing on hardcore gamers while we increase our presence amongst casual gamers. One of our strategies is to leverage on PlayStation's brand loyalty amongst hardcore console gamers and focus our efforts towards ensuring that this target group becomes dedicated, repeat consumers that will continue to spend throughout the life cycle of the PlayStation. Our central strategy is to develop the software of Sony's PlayStation, since profit margins on our hardware sales are actually very lean. The main strategy is to increase the quantity and quality of our arsenal of games that are exclusive to the PlayStation console. It is important for Sony to come up with more hit games, to retain or even to increase our market share and reinforce brand loyalty even amongst these hardcore gamers. And to achieve these, we plan to source for external indie developers and maintain good relationships with them. So when the next big thing comes, it will be available on the Sony platform. And we also plan to increase R&D expenditure at Sony to create better games internally.
What about casual gamers?
To woo casual gamers, Sony will enhance our entertainment functionalities available on the PlayStation. These include improvements to its Blu-ray capabilities, network sharing of photos and videos to create an all-rounded entertainment console. Sony will do so by expanding its PlayStation network to include a greater variety of games, music and movies.
Oh, I see. What about the threats of substitutes from console gaming? Does Sony have any measures to address that?
Of course. To address the threat from substitutes like mobile and PC gaming, eroding PlayStation's share of the console market, we plan to increase the number of compatible devices under PlayStation Now. The PlayStation Now initiative enables gamers to play, for example, on their PlayStation, stop for a while, and continue gaming on another compatible device. Sony is planning to expand the list of compatible devices to Samsung TVs in 2015, and we also plan to source for more collaboration opportunities with mobile, PC, and tablet manufacturers to provide gamers with a seamless gaming experience on various different devices via the PlayStation Now. We will also continue to look out for small businesses to acquire to adopt these new skills that they have that will potentially improve PlayStation specs.
This is Yasuda. You told us a lot about the software of Sony PlayStations. Is Sony going to do anything with hardware?
Well, high hardware production cost is one of Sony PlayStation's biggest concerns. Past experience has shown us that price is an important factor in determining consumer sales. So another strategy that we have is to keep production costs low so that Sony can sell the PlayStation at a price lower than its rivals while earning a healthy profit margin. We also plan to increase alignment between our business units, for example the digital imaging division, to facilitate the sharing of skills within the company.
What are some other factors you think will play an important role in determining the success of the PlayStation?
Success requires integrating strategy with intent and operations. People and values provide the base required for success. Freedom and open-mindedness has long been the foundation of Sony's corporate culture and organizing principles. The positive working environment and ample opportunities available enable individuals to fulfill their potential at Sony. And our corporate culture not only encourages originality in research, it also treats failure rather generously. And this has enabled Sony to stay at the forefront of innovation.
Arigatou gozaimasu, Mrs. Yasuda.
Doitashimashite.
We hope to hear good news from Sony in years to come.